Hello, friends. This is Jay Hendricks with Powerful Thought Daily. Today, I wanted to talk with you about getting things done, how to get things done. This is based off of a book called Getting Things Done by David Allen. So I would highly recommend that book. I'm going to do a quick breakdown of the process of this. So, you want to do this with me, you're going to need 6 pages. And so you can pause it, go get some paper and a pen. And so you have 6 pages. And what I have is a binder with pages in it, so that helps because you're going to be revising this and working with this list as you go. So, anyway, on these 6 pages, the first one you're going to write inbox at the top, underline that. The next page you're going to write projects, underline that at the top. Okay, and then the next page you're going to write next actions list and underline that. The next page you're going to write waiting for list, underline that. And then the next one you're going to write someday maybe, someday/maybe, and underline that. And then you can also do another one that you write project brainstorm at the top and underline it. That's optional, I guess, but it does really help. Okay, so what you're going to do is you have those pages, and you're going to take the one that says inbox on it. Now, when you do this every day, once you get going and you have all these things down, it unfolds and it's very easy and natural after this. So on the inbox, you're going to go to that and you're just going to write the things that are on your mind. So what's bothering you right now? You can sit there and think, list things. Like I could say, I need to paint my house. So paint house. I need to put in flooring in my condo. So I'll write put in flooring. Just list like 4 or 5 things. I need to fix my toilet and sink in my condo. And I'm going to write, I need to put in my water heater. And I'm going to change the litter box because I can smell it. I can't really, but let's say you're sitting there and the smell of that litter box is bothering me. So I'm going to write that down. Okay, and the idea is you keep doing this, and as you do this, you're going to write all kinds of things, like maybe something's making you anxious, maybe something's bothering you, maybe you're feeling guilty for not calling your grandma to thank her for the card she sent, stuff like that. And you're just going to start listing things until you feel good. And it's like all these things were bouncing around in your brain, and now that you've written them out, it's emptied out your brain, and now you can think clearly now. Okay, so now you look at your list, and you think to yourself, can I do this in 2.5, 3 minutes right now? You ask yourself that. If you can't do that in 2.5, 3 minutes, and it's going to take a few steps or 2 or more steps, you're going to write it on your project list. So, for instance, paint my house. Can I do that in 2.5, 3 minutes? No. So I'm going to go and write that on my project list. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Paint house on project list. Okay. Now the next one, put in flooring. Can I do that in 2.5 minutes? No. So I'm going to write that on my project list. Fix toilet and sink, project list. Replace the water heater, project list. Now, change the litter box. Can I do that in 2.5, 3 minutes? Yeah. So I don't put it on my project list. I get up and I go change the litter box. I go do that. Feel better. Come back. Okay, now you have your list of projects. So now you go to each one and you think, paint my house. What is the next step to painting my house? Well, I need to buy paint. So you go to your next actions list and you write buy paint. Okay. Then you go back, put in flooring. What's the next step to putting in flooring? I need to go look, and you just ask yourself that, and the next step will kind of pop up to you. I need to go shop for the kind of flooring I want. I need to go look around. So on my next actions list, you know, go shopping for flooring. And maybe you'll think to yourself, well, I don't want to do that by myself. So then under that, you could put call mom to go with me, or call my brother to go with me, or call my friend to go with me, or something like that. Okay. And then, you go through all of these things on your project list and you think of the next step. And then you have your actions list and you just start doing those things. And what will happen is you'll run into things where you're waiting on something. Maybe you have texted the plumber and he's going to go see if he can do the thing that you want him to do. So you can write waiting for plumber to contact me or whatever. So you start putting all those things on the waiting for list. And the project brainstorm is like, let's say one of your projects is pretty in depth. Like, for instance, one of my actual projects is renting out my house. So that takes a lot of things to do. So I can write rent on the project brainstorm page. I can write renting out house brainstorm. Then I can list everything I need to do in order to get my house rented out. And then that can help as a reference as well. So let's see. Now, let's say some of your ideas don't go to the project list. Maybe it's something like when you're listing in that inbox and emptying your mind for the day. Maybe it's something like you've been thinking about, I need to write this idea or this book. I need to turn this idea into a book. Or you find yourself thinking about, like, for instance, I was thinking about building a tiny home. And I've been thinking about that lately. So all these things that you necessarily can't do right now, but you want to do someday, or maybe someday, you put it on your someday maybe list. And you can put all those things on there. So build tiny house. I have an idea for a board game. I have ideas for books. I want to lose weight. Um, I want to get into fly fishing one day. And so I list all these things that I do want to do at some point. So, and then you'll find as you get all these things out in their proper lists, and as you complete the next actions and cross them off, and then go to your projects and pull out the next step over to your next actions list, you're constantly managing your thoughts and what you need to do. And it kind of becomes a flexible to-do list. It's not focused on just what you need to do. It's focused on what is bothering you in your own life. So maybe, let's say you were sitting there and you were guilty that you didn't call your grandma for a card, then you could call her right then. Or you could write in your next actions list, call grandma and thank her. Or anything. Maybe you have some internal issues that you don't understand, and so you think about it and you start writing about it, and maybe your relationship with someone is falling apart, and so in your next action list it could be something practical like call Aunt Josephine or whatever 3 times in the next 3 months. That could be a project. And then the next action would be call Josephine on Monday. And, and you could go even further and talk about this certain thing. So it takes into account everything. So it starts with the inbox, unload your mind, sort that into their varied lists, and you want to get it to the next action list, and you do those actions, and you just keep updating it, every few days. As you cross things off, you can rip out that page and start fresh and have a brand new list. And I've also found that as I'm going, some things I've written down, I realize I don't really need to do that, or I'm not really interested in that anymore. And then you just cross it off. So it's a really good way to stay focused, to stay productive. And I do this in the morning every day. I just start and I do this getting things done thing for about 2 to 3 hours. And after I'm done doing that, it's like, man, I've gotten a lot done today. I can kind of do whatever I want right now. Anyway, Getting Things Done by David Allen. I highly recommend that book. It goes into way more depth than this. This is just kind of a simplified version of what this is, kind of an intro to it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. This is Powerful Thought Daily. I'm Jay Hendricks. Have a good day. Bye.